Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today is your city administrator, Chad Brecklin. Chad, happy summertime. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Jeremy. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. We're going to kick it off with some construction updates. First off, in the parking lot here, I see the senior center parking lot looking fabulous now as it's been completed. But what is going on here at City Hall and Community Center / library / everywhere on our campus?
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? So City Hall was constructed back in the late 90s, and as you can imagine, that all the patching and repatching and those sorts of things, pothole filling that could be done on most of the City Hall parking lot has been done, so it's at its end of useful life, and therefore there are a number of areas around both the library, City Hall, and the community center and senior center that are getting repaved or resurfaced this year. As you mentioned, the area in the back near the senior center has just been completed. I saw that it was striped this morning for parking stalls. And then later this week, the next section will begin. So crews will begin tearing off the old asphalt in the section of the parking lot closest to the library between City Hall and the library. And then that will also affect Research Park Drive entrance as well. So that'll be closed off during that time as they kind of work their way down to that point. And I'm sure that'll take 2 to 3 weeks for them to complete that. And then there'll be one more phase to go after that.
Was this a pre-planned project then? And what are the safety concerns if you left it and just kind of continue to try patching it?
Yeah, so this was a pre-planned project. The city budgets for parking lot replacement every year throughout all of its various parking lots and roads to a certain degree with its resurfacing. So, obviously we would not want anyone to trip and fall if they happen to be walking in the parking lot and, potholes were there that had been there for quite some time that we knew about and had not fixed. And then, just winter freeze-thaw cycles get very difficult on aging blacktop and it just needs to be done.
It's the wear and tear of winter here in Wisconsin. It's lovely out there.
Yep.
Another project going on is Syene Road reconstruction project. Last time we talked to you, there was a few delays, but it sounds like we are back up and running.
Yeah, so one phase that is, between East Sherrill and the intersection with McCoy Road was able to continue on. However, the intersection work at McCoy Road and South Syene Road did need to be paused due to some water table concerns that were identified. Some of the work that they were doing was not in anticipation of some of the more challenging conditions that they found there as they started some excavation work. So they needed to get some select crushed stone, which required a change order in the contract, which required a budget amendment, and council approval, which was just done within the last couple of weeks. And that was able to be handled, speaking of the budget amendment, within the contingency. So we still remain on target with the budget there. But work has begun again on the intersection itself. And, we anticipate that they'll be able to continue moving forward, ideally without any more unforeseen circumstances. And we'll have a nice new intersection and roadway for all users to enjoy.
Yeah, the weather, too, has just not been so cooperative the last month. There's been a tiny bit of rain, if you're all familiar with that.
Right.
Rain to extreme heat, so it's a challenge.
One or the other.
Yeah. All right, moving over, since you mentioned budget a little bit, CIP, Capital Improvement Plan, we'll be seeing that drop here pretty well. I guess the mayor's piece did drop already.
Yep,
and
that's already out.
You saw some public presentations here, but your next chance to have some feedback on that plan is coming up.
Right, exactly. So the next public hearing on the mayor's proposed capital improvement plan will be August 12th at the Common Council meeting, which would start at 6:30. And as just a friendly reminder for those who are watching, when we talk capital improvement plan, we're talking infrastructure projects, we're talking large equipment purchases, those sorts of things. This is not our day-to-day operating budget. That process will kick off. And it kind of already has, but more publicly will kick off in the fall. So yeah,
fantastic. And then budget too. That as you mentioned, behind the scenes that has started. But when will we see that kind of flush out?
Yeah. So generally, the mayor's proposed operating budget gets released in September, and then amendments to that would be due in October, and then the Common Council would vote on that at their first meeting in November.
All right, we'll keep you posted on those dates as we get closer. Finally, we end with the neighborhood plans. There's 2 plans that have been in the works here now, and public hearings are coming up for those. If you want to walk us through those 2 plans, and more importantly, when people can provide some feedback here on the final plat.
Right. So as you mentioned, city staff, elected officials, some consultants, community members, and the steering committee have all been working on a couple of neighborhood plans. One of them is the South Stoner Prairie neighborhood, which is generally speaking south of Lacey Road, west of Seminole Highway, east of Fitrona Road, and north of Grandview Road. So there's about 275 acres there that has been part of a neighborhood plan that has been identified as a future urban development area for quite some time. So this is the next step in potential development coming into that particular area. And then the other neighborhood plan that we've been working on is the Greenfield neighborhood plan. That generally is the area south of Irish, west of Syene, north of Byrne, and east of Kane Road in general terms. I think there's about 700 or so acres there, although a good portion of those acres are already developed as part of the Greenfield neighborhood. But again, city staff and others have been working with residents and others in that particular neighborhood to identify a neighborhood plan that ideally gets some measure of support out there. I know it's been a bit of a challenge, recognizing that it's new, it's different, and it's not why folks had moved into that particular neighborhood. They appreciate the rural aesthetic that it provides, and I recognize and appreciate those concerns. There has been a great deal of compromise as that plan has been developed. There was a presentation on both of those plans at the June Plan Commission meeting, so if anybody wants to go back and take a look at those that wasn't able to participate or view those previously, I would encourage folks to do that. And then there'll be 2 upcoming public hearings on those plans. One will be at the August Plan Commission meeting. The September Plan Commission meeting. And then the other opportunity to provide testimony would be at the second Common Council meeting in September. And I believe you may have the dates for both of those.
September 23rd on that first one, and then September 26th at the Common Council.
Thank you.
And on the project website, as Chad had mentioned, you can go back between each of those projects. The videos are actually posted, the links are posted there, and then the literature kind of leading up between the different meetings and feedback there. So certainly check it out, and then certainly come out on the 23rd or 26th to share any more feedback you have on the plan before final approval. All right, perfect. Well, appreciate the time as always. You enjoy, you've got some time off coming up, well-deserved, so we'll look forward to having you back the month of September. Is it August? August, September?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm skipping August.
Yep.
Forget it.
I'll just be here when you tell me to be here.
Apparently, I don't know when I'm going to be here, so there's that. Appreciate the time either way.
Thank you, Jeremy.